Congratulations, pretty smooth debut here. Maybe you can walk viewers through sort of the model and talk about what led you to this day.
Sure, thanks for having me. So what we essentially do is we offer to large self-insured employers a comprehensive fertility benefit solution that they offer to their employees. What's very unique about us is that we've been successful in showing that you can have a great patient experience, you can have superior clinical outcomes, and you can save employers money at the same time. So we're full. Go ahead, excuse me?
I'm sorry. I was going to ask about the competitive landscape. Talk about, characterize sort of the competition that's out there and then Progyny's edge.
Yeah, so the competition, frankly, for us is the status quo. It's employers that turn to their traditional health carriers to provide them a fertility solution. But we really do everything differently, everything from our benefit plan design, which is focused on outcomes as opposed to limiting access to care, the extensive amount of patient education, guidance, and support we provide, and then lastly, our network is very unique. We have the top fertility specialists in the country that we actively collaborate with to ensure that they're utilizing best practices and making sure our members are having the best outcomes.
You know, David, it's amazing because I remember a couple of years ago when some of the big tech companies out in Silicon Valley started offering some of these benefits around things like egg freezing to their employees. It was seen as such a big and sort of unusual type of benefit to be offering. But since then, so many more companies have come on board with these types of benefits. How big is the opportunity here, and what are the industries that are adopting them?
Well, we really think the opportunity is very large, and every company, regardless of the industry, is really seeing value from the types of fertility solutions we provide. Our clients right now represent over 20 industries, so while you're correct that the tech companies were initial leaders in rolling this out, it's becoming much more mainstream as, frankly, the issue of infertility is becoming much more kind of well-known and commonplace in the marketplace.
David, you point to a survey that shows that 2/3 of employees, 2/3 and up, depending on the category, are willing to switch jobs to ensure fertility coverage. That's a powerful incentive to take up your services, I imagine, when the labor market is tight. But when the labor market inevitably loosens, what happens to your model when people aren't perhaps so concerned about holding on to employees?
Well, we really view what we do not as a nice to have, but as a have to have. You know, the part of the workforce that's in their child rearing years is an incredibly important part of the workforce. And those employees know that fertility is very common. It affects 1 in 8 individuals, and that treatment for infertility is very expensive. So they know that, that unless their employer provides some sponsorship, they'll never be able to afford it. And employers are understanding that infertility is a health condition. It's recognized as such by the WHO and the AMA, and they're realizing that this is an important, an essential part of their benefits packages. So we feel actually very well positioned, regardless of kind of economic cycles.
Is the price for some of these fertility treatments, like IVF, for example, is it going to come down, especially as more companies and more potential patients go to these models?
Well, certainly, fertility treatments are expensive. We've been actually able to accomplish for our employers is that we've been able to hold pricing relatively constant over the last several years. And our model is really all about value for our employers. Because our outcomes are so far superior to the national averages, we're actually able to show our employers that our solution will save them money, again, which in today's environment is very important. And you mentioned before, what happens in an economic downturn. Benefits that save employers money will be even more important. So again, we do feel well positioned.